Okay, so now we continue with our questions. In 1974, you had your training in USSR. Your perspective on the Sukhoi 7 aircraft and the scope of training in Russia. The aircraft was inducted in 1960s. Why was another batch sent to train in 1974?
Well, it was not 1974, it was 73.
Okay, 73.
We went there to learn about third and fourth line servicing, that is overhaul. And new base has to be established for overhaul of S-22 aircraft. It is for that training that we went there. First and second line servicing, boy must have done earlier.
Yes.
This was the overhaul
Overall.
of S-22, for which 11 BRD was established.
Okay. So your posting to HL, how did you manage to go to HL?
Well, when I did my post-graduation in aircraft design at Cranfield, HL had asked for me, but the Air Force didn't release me. They said they have trained this officer, they would make use of me. I was posted as instructor, assistant professor. I took charge as senior chief technical instructor for the aeronautical branch. That time, when I wanted to go, HL wanted, I was not allowed to go. When I was director engineer at Air Quarters, one day, I was about to have my night checkout record, that urgently you have to go and meet Air Marshal Katre. Air Marshal Katre was given the job of chairman HAL. So I reported to him, rang up my wife, I won't be coming home. So as I went there, from there, from Palame we went to Jaipur in Orissa, in Avro, and from there to a place called Sonabeda, where they have the HAL factory, engine factory. As we went around the factory and came back, he asked me, what do you think of it? This is a wonderful place, it's so well equipped technically, so high up. He says, can you manage? I said, I'm not familiar with most of the things, these new machines. He said, I'm not looking for a technical officer, I want to manage it. The place was notorious for very adverse activities of the union. And nobody wanted to go there. I took on that challenge. And on command of Air Marshal Katre, that's how I went there.
So you would have got the rank of avium.
Yes.
Okay, sir. And how was it transitioning from uniform into a role that left you interacting with civilian workers? What were the challenges?
Well, it really was a very challenging job. But there are two, three important things that I would say. That I am thankful to God that He has gifted me those things I didn't do to acquire. One is, I'm honest in my dealings. I don't play fun and games with people. While in Air Force, I didn't go by the Air Force Act or by the rules, discipline, or this thing. My equation with my people was as teammates. I was loyal to them. I love to look after their welfare and be with them, be part of what the organization that we belong to. And that is the thing that I carried there as well. Secondly, unions are very, very keen to find out flaws in you so that they can exploit. But for their bad luck. Whatever I did it under the sun. Number two, I had no preferences. I didn't go by religion, by caste, by language, or by this thing. I don't have any blue-eyed boys. I didn't have any bad boys. And I made it known to them. And that's how my image was, that he is a no-nonsense man. He takes no nonsense, it is no nonsense. When it was time for me to leave, the trade union gave me a very, very warm, loving farewell. But one remark they made, he said, "Sir, you have broken our backbone." He said, "Why? I didn't do anything cruel or unfair." He said, "No." When it came to asking people about any such scheme or any welfare scheme, or they would ask, "What has Mishra Sahib got to say about it?" I said, when things reach to that stage, well, the trade union can do very little. So I said, "Well, can you tell me if I was ever dishonest to you?" He said, "No, sir. That's why we are here to welcome you." So that is the thing. It's not my technical ingenuity or technical skill or professional ability that came handy. It was the God-given ability to go along with a group of people.
That's very good, sir. Sir,
Even today, they remember me. They had their golden jubilee, they invited me. I went there and they gave standing ovation to me as I entered the hall. Kind of respect they didn't extend to Chairman HAL or to Chief. Chief was also there in that gathering. And when I entered the theatre, they gave me standing ovation, which touched me immensely. So, you know, 30 years, if you can be remembered, that was, I think, a grand finale.
must have been, sir.
Grand finale.
So we are over with the formal part of the interview.
Yes.
Now we will not be script bound or should I questionnaire bound. We've come here and from Jabalpur, and we've seen in the wilderness that you are living for presumably around 30 years. And there are a few questions, and I also want to give you the opportunity to tell our viewers anything. Now we're just concerning life after retirement. Basically, how has been your health? You are now 92. You are one of our senior most members of the Canberra fraternity, and living so far away from medical aid. How have you managed to live on this big, sprawling farmhouse, which is located very close to the Narmada River, and which we are going to see around and photograph? Tell us about your health, and how did you come about to decide to move from a metro city, in fact from the capital, to the outskirts of Jabalpur?
Well, then again, as I said, things have happened so mostly in a sudden manner. After the demise of my wife in 1987, I decided to say goodbye to Noida, and was keen to find a place for a solitary place for my final retreat. I was looking for a place that was wild, and when I came to Jabalpur, my brother took me around, and it was full of wild growth, not a single tree to hide your skin, and wouldn't know where you are going, the river on three sides, and so I said, this is the place. There was no intention to peaceful life, live in peace. And there could be a place better than this for me. You have the river, you have the hill behind, you have sort of forest around. And I asked the local people to do me 3 favors. One is, don't kill any animals here. No shooting, no murder of innocent animals like deer. Secondly, don't chop trees on the hill or along the banks. The third was what music, whatever you want to, whether it's a religious function or marriage function, whatever it is, you can find it to yourself. Don't force me to listen to that, so no noise. In due course of time, people cooperated, and here you have a place. I was never in a hurry to make it a beautiful form, but I just wanted to match the beauty of this place with the beauty that surrounds here, the Godway. So slowly and slowly it has come up this way. At the time I used to take the grass cutter, like people play golf, I used to do that job. And I'm familiar with each and every tree that is there. I used to be very active. My first adverse thing that happened to me was I had fallen, not inside bathroom but outside. And I had my femur neck fractured, so I had to be operated twice, one partial replacement and a total replacement at R&R. It served me well for a few years, but a little later, that is by about 2010, the joint became loose and they didn't want to operate third time. So I had to settle with a pair of sticks to walk around. That was the worst thing that happened to me because I used to have wild joy here. I would running I would jump into my boat. I had 3 assault boats taken from auction. I had a fiberglass boat with a small engine and a big second-hand 45 horsepower engine for the boat. I should do all kinds of wild things going up the hill, but when I got this, I was handicapped. That was the greatest handicap that happened to me.
When did this happen, sir?
It happened in 2001.
Okay. 2001 is almost 19 years.
2001, I lived with this thing. First years it was all right, I could walk, I could this thing. But when it became loose and painful, then I couldn't put weight on it, so I'm badly handicapped.
Sir, I would like to know about your interaction with the army. I believe you are doing a service for the army and they have a lot of respect for you. Could you tell us about that army connection that you have?
Well, I would say army culture, I've been aware of it while in the Air Force, particularly in the East. Went to so many places, these dropping zones and many sports in the Eastern sector. And I love to spend time there. And most of the places were army places. The kind of love and affection they gave you. We in the Air Force don't reciprocate that way. Please excuse me, that's what I have found. But army culture is terrific. And here in Liverpool, I had never felt that I was out of uniform or I was different, although I was in the Air Force, but no. By and large, throughout these 32 years that I have been here, I have received love and affection and respect from the army at all levels. MH has looked after me so well these years. I don't know what I would have done without this. So they have been.
So, but you're giving them some facility. I'd like to know in particular that.
Yes. I made a. Since I was interested in swimming and rowing, I was a university blue holder and captain of the university boat. So I bought a number of boats here for my rowing, for my going by without motor. And the commandant GRC was very much interested in promoting.
GRC is the Grenadiers Regimental Center.
Yes. And quite a number of boys from GRC had won medals in Commonwealth Games, in Asian Games, and even the Olympics, World Olympics. So, and he was very keen that those boys should be here. He was looking for a place where they could have notes. So they happened to come this way and contacted me through someone. I got them picked up in the boat, brought them here. Then they said, so this is what they are looking for. I said, all yours. So I said, take whatever the cart is yours. The boat that I have, the power boat, that is yours. And then have your boys here, do whatever you like. They say, service has given me so much. If I get it, give a return little, then I'm not a loser. I've been so happy that it happened. Again, it came by accident, and I'm happy that such a thing happened. I love these boys, and I like JRC particularly.
So it has been an honor to the Canberra Association to have you as one of our members. Rather late in the day, but better late than never. Is there any advice? I mean, courtesy the Canberra Association, we have passed a message around your write-up, this interview, and whatever else we interact with among our members and outside to the rest of the Air Force. Any suggestions about how advice to us on how to continue and make this a more interactive association?
Well, I really admire what you and your team are doing in this regard. Well, straightway right now, I have very little to offer except wishing that the veterans should share some of their experiences, not so much to project their biography, but to bring out things which would be relished by other veterans and other people. As you say, there are other people also within the circle. So maybe I'll put my thinking cap on, and if ever I have anything to say, I will definitely say.
So, last but not the least, you being one of our senior most, the oldest veteran, words of advice we have. I think the bulk of our members are over 75. I would say even 60%, 70% of them. Words of advice for them to live life king size the way you are living, so far away from development, so far away from the city, and still enjoying all the fruits of life.
Well, first, I don't like to give sermons and give advice. I don't feel comfortable doing that. But I do love to share whatever little I have. The first thing is, looking at our life, we should feel that we have a lot more to be grateful about. I always feel that I would love to live a grateful man and die a grateful man. So look back at things and you will find so much to remember and so little to erase. That is one thing I can tell people. When you look back, well, sometimes I do find people who indulge in unnecessary cribbing and grumbling. This has given us so much. So great. Although it happened by accident, but I'm so grateful that I joined it. I got into Air Force uniform, received so much. I can't even narrate. And that's this feeling all veterans should have. Look back at life and the Air Force life. One must have come across some odd people, but by and large, I've come across such wonderful people that I remember them with love and affection, with admiration. And so, most of us must have come across people, forget the old ones, do remember what all good chaps you have come across, and the Air Force has been full of good chaps. So that is the thing. And second thing is having peaceful coexistence with your ordinariness. That's what I have. I accept that I'm an ordinary man. There's no great divide about it. And I love to peacefully exist with my ordinariness, with what I have. And as far as getting a place like this, it came to me by accident. I was looking for a place and got one. And when I was fit enough to run about and all that, I made the best of it. And so, don't be gloomy. I would advise people to be gloomy for nothing. There is so much to be happy about. Pick up things that I used to pass my time singing harmonium, but then in that accident I got my finger chopped up, so I can't play harmonium. So I couldn't continue my singing.
So we are coming to the end of our reading, and I'm sorry we'll have to call it a day. Thank you very much, sir. It was a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you, sir.
You're most welcome, you and madam. You're most welcome. Come again.
Yeah, okay.
Come, guys.
They'll come on that one and they can come from there.
Oh,
Also.
they have a tray. This one, don't waste too much of this thing.
Everything goes down to come in here. Natural local trees of Madhya Pradesh, and I just love this. It's only after coming here that I have understood what it is to communicate with trees. Sounds crazy to a lot of people who are not familiar with it, but normally when I come to this point and stand here, I just feel as though I'm being embraced by these trees.
So you can walk back to the And where you say the tree house was supposed to come up?
There somewhere.
Okay, okay.
That's where he wanted it, further down there. There's some nice big trees over there.
Yes,
So at one point he said that he'd like that. So yeah, at one point I definitely would like to have something there.
So all this mango grove is your...
Yes, there used to be, as I mentioned, not a blade of grass. There's some pictures taken from that hill over there. That was totally barren, and you could just see there was just a little house over there and nothing else, not a tree, not a bush, just nothing. All these trees here have been planted by them. All. or nurtured by them if they come up on their own.
On the average, how many trees would there be totally in your estate? Rough figures.
Well, there are 250 mango trees and I think there must be about 250 wild trees at least, so there must be at least 500. I think we're doing our bit for the environment that way. Yeah, plenty of trees. And there are about 300-400 trees more coming up this year, hopefully. Plantation drive has on.
What are these three, 8 or 9 of these tall?
This is kapok. It's kind of there's a pod that comes from there, which is a cotton, like not silk cotton, but similar to that. So these just were planted and they just grown like sentinels.
Yes.
Then so to nowhere to stop. Take it. Have you seen trees?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
What is this? Yeah, you can tell us about this now.
Yeah. Oh, that's my wood-fired pizza oven coming up. That's the inside of its head on top. It's going to be covered with bricks.
Stuff this one.
All the dogs, Simi, go home. Get fed now. Gulabo, go.
They don't get on well with these people.
You said it's outside. On the ground. Here it's Gulab. And these are the alphas.
Take the cover.
Really sweet dogs. Come, good. They're just territory. This is our laka. Come. You're not coming, Gopi?
This jetty has been made by you already.
By them. We had something far more rudimentary earlier.
Okay, but they,
Yeah, then they improved on that with some wooden structure and now they made this. Because their boats then can come alongside this. We had something which was smaller. But all that was daddy's.
Okay.
Steps and all that. Just this. And that's where his Majan. So Majan will be on that tree.
Okay.
Madad kar denge? All the trees that you see, imagine nothing over here. On the sides.
Would you like to sit here?
No, it's okay. I can hear it.
So how far are we going to go?
We'll go about 15 minutes out.
Okay.